Welcome to Academic Library Trends. This is the final webinar in a series that was produced for D.W. Reynolds Library's second annual e-Discovery Week. I hope you've gotten a chance to take the online course or attend one of the live sessions this week. The purpose of this event was to increase the discovery and use of library e-resources and to enhance access to Philander Smith College's historical digital collections. I'm Letitia Stacy, the Digital Librarian and Archivist here in Philander Smith College's Archives and Special Collections Unit. In today's session, I'll introduce you to 5 key higher education trends that academic libraries are incorporating into their programming, services, and spaces to encourage collaborative learning, creative innovation, and the promotion of digital scholarship. Now, the trends we'll cover today, that's embedded librarianship, improving information literacy, the use of open education resources, digital scholarship technologies, and redesigning library spaces are actually issues that libraries have been adapting to over the past few years. Information organizations like the New Media Consortium, the Association of College and Research Libraries, and the American Library Association have established committees and working groups to gather data and publish annual trend reports that really help information professionals make well-informed decisions about the programming and services they develop to meet the needs of the particular communities that they serve. So the trends we'll talk about here have appeared in the New Media Consortium's New Horizon Report and trend reports from the ACRL Research Planning and Review Committee and the ALA's Center for the Future of Libraries. Shoemaker notes that embedded librarianship is a distinctive innovation that moves the librarians out of the libraries and creates a new model of library and information work. So librarians are not just tied to the stacks anymore. Managing print and electronic materials are still a part of the librarian's job, but more and more you'll see academic librarians in the classroom collaborating with faculty members to incorporate research components into coursework, virtually through library chat services, or online in the campus learning management system. Even these e-Discovery Week webinars, the online session, and the live sessions are examples of how libraries reach beyond the physical confines of the library walls to contribute to the overall mission of the college. Now, there are a number of benefits to implementing embedded librarianship. When librarians are integrated into the curriculum, it can have a positive effect on student retention and the development of undergraduate research skills. Studies have shown that students who use library resources and services are more likely to perform well in class and to graduate. And incorporating librarians into the curriculum can help foster a collaborative educational environment and promote a more student-centered campus community. Now, D.W. Reynolds Library already has services and programs that fall in line with this trend. So if you haven't already taken advantage of the Library Liaison Program, attended a library instruction course, or participated in the Personal Librarian Program, take a moment to either go to the library WordPress site or of the Library LibGuide to learn more about the services that are available to the PSC campus community. The second trend that I want to bring to your attention is improving information literacy. Now, educators and librarians know how important it is for students to be able to find and retrieve reliable resources to complete course assignments, conduct research, and write papers. Your academic library is a great place to learn about how to effectively research, and one of the tools that D.W. Reynolds Library has recently acquired to help the campus community improve their information literacy skills is the Credo Information Literacy Modules. This series of online modules includes information about search and retrieval strategies, as well as citations and academic integrity. The Infolit modules also include pre-test and post-test, and a faculty module that all fall in line with the ACRL's framework for information literacy. PSC students, faculty, and staff can access these modules by going to the eDiscovery Week LibGuide. Just go to the Online Sessions tab and click on the link under the Credo logo. Now, open education resources are an ongoing trend in academia. SUMR defines open access materials as digital literature that is online, free of charge, and free of most copyright and licensing restrictions. To supplement the rising cost of textbooks, educators, developers, and information professionals are writing their own textbooks and journals as well as developing massive online courses and courseware to move toward a more accessible education model. Again, your academic library has already adopted to this trend. Just go to the Open Access at Philander Smith College LibGuide to learn more about how instructors can use these scholarly texts in their courses and how students can access these free resources for their studies. Another ongoing trend in academic libraries is the use of digital scholarship technologies. The Chartered Institute of Library and Information Professionals defines digital scholarship as the implementation of technology to support access, retrieval, and application of knowledge. So, in a number of research institutions, you'll see academic libraries creating digital scholarship centers that focus on creating digital humanities projects and research preservation activities. The Digital Archive Project here in the archives is an example of how DW Reynolds Library is using technology to create digital collections and exhibits for scholarly research. Some institutions also offer big data visualization services and assessment tools for researchers to use to gain a deeper understanding of study results. And librarians are quickly acquiring the knowledge they need for this new technology based learning environment that we're in. A quick survey of the American Library Association's job list includes titles like Research Data Coordinator, Scholarly Communications Coordinator, Research Support Librarian, Metadata Analyst, and Digital Initiatives Librarian, just to name a few. Library and information science schools have also adapted to this shift from print to digital information. So many schools are now offering certificate programs in digital preservation, web coding, digitization skills, and library technology to prepare information professionals for the changing landscape of our profession. And the last trend that I would like for you to think about is redesigning library spaces. Academic libraries are adapting to the changes in the educational environment by creating more collaborative and flexible learning spaces to meet the needs of the campus community. At some institutions, this means making room for makerspaces that gives learners across disciplines the opportunity to work together on creative projects. Makerspaces are usually outfitted with 3D printers, scanners, and computers to facilitate technology-based learning experiences. Libraries are also a centralized location for classes to participate in flipped and active learning sessions. And in addition to the collaborative spaces, which can get quite noisy, the academic libraries also have to be sure to designate spaces for what the ALA Center for the Future of Libraries calls unplugged areas, which are designated no talking, no cell phone, no noise areas for intense individual study. And to meet the needs of this digital world we live in, academic libraries are incorporating charging stations, self service kiosks for checking out books, laptops, and mobile devices. And some libraries also make room for media studios for faculty members to record lectures for online courses. And administrators and students can use them to record podcasts, music recordings, and even telecasts. Embarking on a large scale project like the redesign of an academic library is definitely a process that takes careful planning and time. Before the library space can be reimagined, it's important to take stock and assess the needs of the campus community, library administration, and staff. But luckily, librarians are in the process of sharing information, so a number of online toolkits, books, and assessment guides have been published on this subject. The process usually includes the establishment of a steering committee, which consists of college administration, library management, but may also include representatives from faculty and the student body. A strategic plan must be developed in order to establish the main goals of the project and to map out the details, timeline, and budget. And librarians and administrators have to determine how to fund the project, either by earmarked funds or by applying for improvement grants or loans. Librarians also have the duty to communicate with the campus community to inform them about the upcoming changes that will occur and to develop policies and procedures for using the new library spaces. It is also important for librarians to solicit feedback from the community in the form of user surveys and usage statistics in order to determine the success of the building project. Well, I hope you've learned more about what's going on in academic libraries today and how we librarians use these trend reports to keep abreast of the changing landscape of higher education. And if you missed any of the other webinars or the online course, be sure to go to the eDiscovery Week LibGuide to access the content from this week's events. Thank you so much.